What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Daily Upside. I'm your host, Keenan Rivals. I actually recorded this yesterday, but I had some audio issues, and luckily for me, nothing has really happened in the NBA outside of a few injuries and a couple guys going crazy last night. We saw a lot of 40-point games, 50-point games. Bradley Beal went off, and then we saw some not so great games by Stephen Curry and Trae Young. But overall, not much has changed in the space. So I'm going to kind of bring you a lot of content from yesterday, as well as some newer things that were posted on the Athletic and Bleacher Report. Before we get into the show, if you guys are new here or if you haven't already, shoot me a follow on Twitter. I kind of live tweet a lot of games there. I also just kind of give out some plays. I'm always doing like random giveaways. So definitely want you guys to follow me there. Let me know you're from the show. I'll try to shoot you a follow back. Also, check me out on Instagram. That's where we're going to see a lot of the engagement with the fans. Right now, we're doing a couple cool things that I'll let you guys know about at the end of the show. So, yeah, Instagram's also a play. And again, if you're new here or if you just like listening to the show and you forgot to hit that subscribe button, definitely do that for me. The subscribe button, that like button, it means a lot to the channel and it helps me out within the YouTube algorithm. Getting into some NBA news today, guys. We're going to talk about Giannis. He's just been dominating. He played my Detroit Pistons, back to back and just completely dominated. He just crushed them. And I saw this article and it just said how Giannis was taking advantage of these opportunities to expand his game. So when he's playing these quote unquote trash teams, he's really experimenting out there. We're not hearing a lot about Giannis. We're not hearing a lot of NBA hype around him. Most of us are kind of buying these younger guards. And Giannis is out there still dominating, still putting up 30 points. It's become an everyday expected thing now. But if you're not watching the games, then you don't know that he's doing so in a different fashion. So they have some highlights here kind of showing how he like dominates in the post, or let me not say dominating. He's experimenting in the post, and you can kind of see that he's getting down there. Granted, it is Grant, he's working them, he's getting around them. He's using a lot of footwork. It's not just him coming down the court, pushing it as a point guard and then trying to dunk on people. Like he's actually playing off ball, which is what I thought Giannis really needed to work on. So, we see a little bit of Dirk right there. It's just these kind of things that people don't see when they don't watch basketball. We just look at Giannis, we see 30 points and we carry on about our life. But yeah, a lot of post moves being worked on from him. And unfortunately, it has to come against my Pistons, but he is taking advantage of these, quote unquote, weaker teams or guaranteed wins to work on that. So if you're holding Giannis and you're like wondering why there's no price movement, I wouldn't be too worried. It's the beginning of the season. A lot of guys are looking to cash in on some quick flips, and I think a lot of money will start going back into those bigger players. In other news, we saw Markelle Fultz went down yesterday. That was pretty brutal, man. Markelle Fultz was just like a Cinderella story. He was really just getting in his stride, and he went down with a pretty nasty fall. And right away, I think we all knew it was something that was just major. If you haven't heard the news, though, he tore his ACL. He's done for the season. A lot of people reached out to me because I posted these base cards of Markelle, and they're like, rip, tough luck, So definitely sucks that Markelle went down. He was having a great season. I thought he was a pretty solid investment in terms of not a lot of risk, but a potential, a lot of reward. And not trying to make anybody scared or anything of that nature, but think about these injuries, man. We got Trae Young cards going crazy. We got, Kevin Durant cards getting up there. Like these players can get injured. These players can have career ending seasons or it's just career ending injuries. So when you're heavily invested in modern cards, think about that. It might be a good idea, like I've always been saying, to kind of get into some of those, vintage cards or veteran plays or retired guys because they can't tear their ACL. So just putting that out there for anybody who's overextended. I'm not saying don't buy modern. I'm all about modern. I'm just saying have a diverse portfolio as you would in any other asset class. Now, this is something that I talked about yesterday. This was actually posted on Bleacher Report, and this is their way too soon NBA MVP rankings. I always love these kind of things. If you're watching on YouTube, then you can kind of really read here and follow along. But they had Trae Young in their honorable mentions. So shout out to Trae Young. That meant a lot to me until I saw that Jaylen Brown was in there. And I'm like, all right, this definitely is way too soon. Giannis was actually in the honorable mention, so he's not in like their top 5 MVP. And then Domantas Sabonis was also in there. So their top 5 consisted of Stephen Curry, Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Joel Embiid. And Joel Embiid, I'm just really excited to see at number 1 because earlier this year, or I guess late last year, I was in a clubhouse and we were talking about who was like the potential MVP, and I said Joel Embiid, and everybody clowned me. Everybody was like, "Man, get out of here! You don't know basketball." Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis. And I'm not saying Joel Embiid's going to win or anything, but in terms of just like pure talent, he definitely has all the tangibles to win an award like this or be in the top 3 conversation as he was before. More excitingly, Kevin Durant being in number 2 is a gem, and then Nikola Jokic, who's just highly, highly underrated. Um, he's just such a good talent. If he was like a better defender, he'd be all time, all time. And then obviously, I'm happy to see my boy Steph Curry got a few dollars invested in him. He didn't have the best game last night, neither did Trae Young, but I think for the portion of the season, we're probably going to see him put up 30 a game, which is going to be exciting. If you like these kind of like NBA projections and you want to see more, definitely check out 538. I emailed this to my premium subscribers a few weeks ago. You can kind of just go in here and type in any kind of player, and they'll kind of give you what they think their projection is. Um, I think this current crop of projections is based on last year. So they do update it, periodically throughout the season, maybe like every quarter. So, kind of stay focused on that. Cause like right now, if you go look at Kevin Durant, they have him as a key role player. So obviously not knowing how he was going to perform off the injury. So yeah, 538, definitely a dope site to kind of check out and see which players have some potential. I don't recommend it for rookies. I don't recommend it for players coming off injuries, but I do recommend it if you're looking at, some guys who have a few years under their belt. All right, so that's enough of the sports stuff. Let's get into some sports cards. This is more news from yesterday. Michael Jordan's 1986 Fleer hit a new all-time high. It sold for $222,630. For those of you who don't know, that card has a pop report of 317, and obviously an all-time card. I think I've went on the record and said this. I think that Michael Jordan's rookie card has to be $1 million. Like it has, like at some point, it's just going to get there. I know that sounds absurd to a lot of people. I'm not saying it's going to happen in like 6 months. I'm not saying if you have 200 grand, go buy a Michael Jordan rookie card, but it's just the face of basketball cards. And I think the face of basketball cards is going to, be up there with Mickey Mantle or whatever other legendary card, that they have. I don't feel like I feel like Michael Jordan, Charizard, like those guys they're just gonna keep going up. It's inevitable. Only 317 of these in circulation. There's a lot of people getting into cards, a lot of big time people, and who's not going to want that Michael Jordan? You know what I mean? I think as we get into as we get more content kind of rolled out about sports cards, as people start to get more money within sports cards because their purchasing power goes up, we'll start to see these kind of cards go up. A lot of people are paying 200 grand for this card because, well, they may have made 200 grand in profit and they have that now. You know what I mean? So just some food for thought. I think it's going to keep going up. I think it's an amazing card. And I think at this point, every sale is going to be higher than the last. And, we're kind of seeing the same thing here with LeBron James. His 2003, 2004 Topps Chrome card is also hitting all-time highs, selling for $18,398, which is insane because just a few months ago, like nobody wanted this card. Nobody was talking about LeBron James. It was just, he just kind of fell off a cliff. He was up. He did his thing in the playoffs and he just went down. And I think this is a testament of like how I can see the market's not mature yet. There's a lot of us who don't really know what we're doing. There's a lot of us who don't understand the psychology of investing. Um, yeah, that was a buy indicator, $10,000. I'm sure right now, if you had saw LeBron for $10,000, you'd be all over it. But then when it goes to 10,000, you don't want it anymore. Like that's a psychological thing. I think this car is going to continue trending. Do I think it's ever going to hit Jordan prices? Of course not. There's 2,060 of them, but I also think that's actually really limited. As we get more into digital investing and digital commodities, we're going to start understanding that 2,000 physical, commodity. That's just not a lot. Like that's very, very limited. Like you look at Bitcoin, there's 21 million of them, and that's like so limited. Yet 2000 pop report seems astronomical to us. As more people get into this space, as more people get more money, we're probably all going to want a LeBron James rookie card, and specifically his Topps Chrome card, as one of the centerpieces of our investment portfolio. So I think it's going to continue to trend, especially if LeBron continues his trajectory. I don't have any price predictions or anything of that nature. I don't know if it's a great buy right now. Like I don't there's a chance that it could dip. He's still playing. It's not like Jordan, and there are a lot more of them. But I do think it's going to be a card that kind of goes up and down, and eventually just shoot up. So shout out to LeBron James. If you guys bought this at 9,000, big ups to you for seeing the potential play there. And just look at price dips, guys. If something dips, look at it. If the dip doesn't make sense because LeBron James dip didn't make sense, then it's probably a good buy. Speaking of good buys and some cars that have been going up, I've also noticed that some of these like second and third year refractors of LeBron James have been going for crazy amounts of money. We're also seeing it with Luka and Trae Young. We're seeing it with Kobe. We're seeing it with Michael Jordan. And we're getting to the point now where we're kind of like 3 generations or 4 generations in of this happening. And it's just like, okay, well, obviously refractors and second and third year cards are a big play, and serial number cards are a big play. And I saw that Stephen Curry, he actually had a Prism Gold BGS 9.5 from 2013-14 in for 42,000. Like these are obviously plays. So if you're big on a guy and you think they're going to be Stephen Curry-esque or LeBron James-esque, it might be a really good idea to start picking up some of their second or third year cards. Like if you think Jason Tatum's going to be like that guy, like all jokes aside, then you might want to start looking at his second or third year Prism, especially if they're serial numbered, because those seem to be the ones that go up. There's also a case that I've been kind of looking into, not confirmed yet, where maybe courtside silver is pretty underrated for these guys. We saw LeBron James 2018-19 select courtside silver in for $2,575, and it's just like maybe that's a really good deal compared to the one we just looked at. Same thing with Stephen Curry. His courtside silver just sold for $399, and it's like courtside silver is crazy limited. Maybe these are some plays that we can be looking into. So again, not confirmed, but if you're a Steph Curry fan and maybe you can't afford the rookie card, maybe getting some of the earlier courtside silvers or some of the later courtside silvers are a play, because I'm pretty sure they're really limited if you're getting them in a PSA 10. Moving on to some modern cards, one of my favorite cards that I've been talking about since Daily Upside kind of began, Trae Young's Immaculate, recently sold for $11,400. So, woo woo! Shout out to everybody who picked up that card. That was one of the sports cards pick of the weeks. I think I suggested it around $1,250. So if you were able to get one of those, then you have officially 10x in terms of potential profit. So just insane. It's a beautiful card. It didn't make sense why it was so cheap. And I think the best part about this play is that I can go ahead and update this graph. So if you're not watching on YouTube, I can update this Immaculate graph. I can update the market cap. Back when I first posted this was 13 weeks ago, or it might not have been the first post, but 13 weeks ago I posted this graph, and they had Luka's Immaculate at a $1,485,000 market cap, and then Trae Young's Immaculate was $148,500 market cap. And again, that was a clear indicator, like, okay, this card's way too cheap, and that's why I kind of picked it up. And I started asking people like, hey, which card has higher upside? And a lot of people agree that it was Trae Young, but I don't think a lot of people went out and bought one. And I was happy that I did. I think I overpaid for mine at the time, but just a really, really great value. I also did the same thing for their contenders rookies. Trae Young's contenders was going for 3,550, and then Lucas was going for like 35,000. Now we can see Trae Young's contenders kind of like at that $8,000-9,000 range. So that one 3x'd as well. And a lot of people are like, okay, we get it. You picked out Immaculate, you picked out contenders, like that's cool. They went up, big deal. And it's like, no, guys, it's not that I got lucky or that I picked these things. It's that if you look at the data, they just didn't make sense. The numbers didn't make sense. That's not me being lucky. That's me using the market cap method. That's what that is. That's what this thing shows you how to do. It shows you how to find these undervalued plays, and it's just a great tool. So if you guys haven't picked it up, I definitely suggest you do so. The link is down in the description. It's literally going to change the way that you look at sports cards and that you look at investing, and you're going to start seeing like, why doesn't Keenan buy Luca Prisms, or why doesn't he talk about these things? It's because regardless if they go up or not, mathematically it doesn't make sense, and until it makes sense, it's not something that I want to put my money into. And this would not only show you what makes sense, but it also shows you what doesn't make sense. So I'll leave the link down below if you want to, take a look at it. I definitely suggest it. Somebody reached out to me and said, "Why isn't this more money? Like, this is way too cheap." And it's like, I have it cheap because I think we all need to buy it. In order for it to like really take off, people have to be educated. So I want to offer that level of education. So if you want plays like this, if you want to potentially 10x, because you're not always going to 10x, but if you want to be able to find these kind of plays and you have some confidence and you believe in data, then definitely check it out. Moving on from sports cards, I want to talk about one other thing that has been just going crazy as of late, and that's NBA Top Shot. I've mentioned it a few times here. I'm going to be talking about it a lot more now that my office is finally complete. I'll be giving you guys a video of the office, by the way. And now that the office is done, we have so much more content coming. That's why I was really bummed out yesterday that the audio messed up, because I'm like, no, that was my first day back. This is my time to shine, and that really messed things up. But yeah, NBA Top Shot. I really messed up. I bought these moments like really early on, a few months ago maybe, and I just kind of priced them at like some astronomical price point. Like, hey, I bought this LeBron James for, what did I buy it for? I bought it for $268, and then I priced it at 675 to sell. And I never thought like it would actually reach that price point. And a few days ago, what day? December 30th, it actually sold for $675. And I was like, wait, what? Who bought this? And then I went and looked at the other LeBron James cards, and you can see now that they're going for almost $2,000. And no, these aren't just like high price cards. The cool thing about NBA Top Shot is it's blockchain esque, like it's on the blockchain. So you can kind of see all the sales. So the top sale was actually $1,523. And somebody was able to flip that. So you can see the guy. So this is me selling mine for 675. Somebody went and bought it for 888. Somebody went and bought it for 1,000. And then they just kind of shot up in price point. And I was like, I wasn't bummed out. I was more so just shocked. Like, yes, I could have made more money, but also just like, yo, I just 3x my money in 2 months, and I did nothing, and I'm like, okay, well, my LeBron sold, and I looked at my account, and then like a lot of stuff sold, like a lot of stuff. If you look at my balance, I won't be showing this too much in the future, but I put a few $100 into this, and if you look at my balance, I'm up to, my computer's going slow, $1,810. And yes, I can withdraw this. It's available to certain people. I think because my account has so much activity, they allow me to withdraw it. So if you were asking that question, yes, you can. Yeah, it wasn't just LeBron. I had this Zach LaVine Cosmic. Cosmic is kind of like their it's like their national, it's like their first introductory set. And I picked this Zach LaVine Cosmic at 325. I love Zach LaVine. And then it sold for $550. And that was about a 60, less than 60 days. So, basically almost 2x my money. And it's just insane, guys. And again, those moments, those prices are chump change. NBA Top Shot tweeted this a few days ago. The Cosmic, the same one I showed you of Zach LaVine, or the LeBron James Cosmic, sold for $17,777. $17,777. LeBron's Cosmic NBA Top Shot moment is selling for the price point of his Topps Chrome rookie, essentially, a PSA 10. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I've been loving it. I've been having a lot of fun. And they're actually going to be launching some new packs today. These are the legendary packs. The legendary ones are like the ones you want to get. There's like different parallels. This will be the equivalent of like a Prism Gold, or something along those lines. So legendary is definitely a play. And the cool thing about this legendary pack is that there's only 11 moments and there's less than 1,000 packs. But for the most part, most of the guys are gems. So this is the pack from like the Christmas day. I mean, you have like a 7 out of 11 chance of pulling a really good guy. So Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Luka, Anthony Davis, Paul George. I mean, even on the downside, you might get DeAndre Jordan, you might get Duncan Robinson, and you might get Goran Dragic, which would be, pretty terrible, compared to the other guys. But the odds are, very even. It's not like the odds are against you. There's, I think, 49 or 59, moments of each player. So, the more you buy, the better your odds are. So I'm going to buy a few packs, or at least I hope I am. They're probably going to sell out in like 90 seconds. And I'm really hoping to get that LeBron James moment. I'm also looking for that Luka and that Kyrie. So I'll let you guys know how that works out for me. But yeah, if you want to sign up, definitely do so. Check it out, because these packs don't come around too often, not these legendary ones. For those that can't afford a pack, or maybe you just don't want to like invest that much money into NBA Top Shot your first go around, I'm actually doing a giveaway for my premium subscribers. So if you're a part of the Discord, then you're going to be eligible for some moments later tonight. I'm going to be giving these away. I have a Nikola Jokic, a rare from the Western Conference Finals. I have a Jaylen Brown rare from the Eastern Conference Finals. And then I have a really, really rare one, the Christian Wood gold moment. So if you're a part of my Discord, I'll be giving those away tonight at 8:00. I'm just going to do like a random pick, a number, and I'll already have those numbers pre-generated. So yeah, if you guys are watching this, if you haven't signed up for the membership, that's also down below. Definitely do so you can take advantage of these moments. The cool thing is that I think each of these moments, I think the price point of them, like their value, is worth more than the subscription, especially the Christian Wood. These are going for like $60, and the subscription is only $15. So definitely some value there. With that being said, that's it for today's episode, guys. A lot of variety, kind of packed 2 episodes into one. I'll be doing these every day. We're also bringing back the podcast. I have some interviews lined up with some big time people within the space. So now that the studio is pretty much complete in terms of its production side, we're going to be bringing you a lot more content. So definitely do me a favor, head to highupsideshow.com, sign up for the newsletter. You'll get an email from me every day regarding sports cards and sports cards news. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Happy investing.